Hello and welcome to our Lightning Skills series. This video forms part of our Empowering Educators training videos. Today I want to do a very short top tips video, very punchy and hopefully insightful and useful. We focus here at Cosmos on the activity and how we best engage young people, but for the purposes of this hints and tips, we're going to bring them together. So let's get into it. Really thinking about some of the activities I've seen over my many years of working in this space. And the tip here is that, ideas on paper don't always work well in reality. When you take those ideas into the classroom and they're live, for want of a better word, sometimes that's when you really get the feedback around how it works. And, that is how it is. But just know that, and know that every time you can conceive an idea, you put it on paper, it doesn't always work, and it's your role as a practitioner to take that feedback from the classroom, bring it back, refine it, go back out, deliver it again. It's a constant kind of evolution, it's a constant learning process. So really you need to be thinking about activities and the explanation. You can have a fantastic activity, but if you can't explain it, it's going to fall down. You really need to think about the activity, how best you can explain it, how best you can get it across to young people in the most concise way. In my experience, often simple activities with simple explanations work best. My advice is if you've got 30 slides and you've got 5 activities, don't just focus on just kind of racing through all 30 slides and getting all those activities done. For me, it's much more important that you do less slides, less activities, but that those activities are landing with those young people. You want them to understand the concept, you want them to understand the explanation, you want to be getting them engaged, and you need to know, and you'll get the feedback from them, if they're landing. If they're landing, do less, it's fine. It's better to do less with more impact than more with less impact. When you're thinking about young people, you really need to think about pace and how you're delivering that and the way you're delivering that. No, I've just slowed down a little bit. And on that, we also need to think about activity length. My advice is don't just build your whole workshop around one activity, particularly when you're working with hard to reach young people. If your workshop is an hour and your activity is 45 minutes, you have a little bit of an intro and an outro. What happens if those young people don't engage in that activity? Your whole workshop falls down. So it's about having multiple activities with multiple lengths, with multiple formats and multiple ways to engage. And all of that is built around this kind of orchestral symphony of, stirrers and settlers. You want the appropriate level of stir, and when I say stir, I mean building the energy, and then you want the appropriate level of settler, which is bringing the energy back down. So it kind of all works, a bit of an art and a science, I would say, but activity length and all of that other stuff that sits around it is crucial. In terms of challenge, I think this again is a bit of a science and an art, but you want to challenge, but it needs to be achievable. So what you don't want to do is make it so formulaic, so simple that they just get it and it's done and they disengage. Because what happens when the activity is done, in 2 minutes, not 10, they disengage and they talk for 8 minutes. So you want it to be challenging but achievable, not too challenging, but it's just a beautiful blend of both of that. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you get lots of value from it, lots and lots of hints and tips, lots of nuggets in there. Hopefully it's really useful in your role as a facilitator, as a teacher, as a practitioner, as a careers lead. The final thing to say is I could go way deeper on any of these individual areas, and what we're going to do over a series of Empowering Educators training videos is we're going to do a deep dive into lots of those areas. We're going to take it apart. We're going to give you some real examples of what we do here at Cosmos, share some hints, share some activities, and show you how it all kind of plays out in the classroom. So if that was useful, stay tuned. So thanks again for listening. Hope you enjoy. Take care.